the Buddha's most difficult truth. Why you can't find yourself. Look at the dust in the sunlight. See it floating, not staying, not moving somewhere, just floating, random, unpredictable, changeable. Right now, as you see this, there's a weight in your chest, not painful, not sharp, just heavy, a quiet pressure. Like something is sitting there, like something has been sitting there for years and you've forgotten to notice it. Your hands feel tight, even if they are resting, even if you're not doing anything. There's a tension in your fingers, a readiness to grip, to hold, to protect. Your breath is shallow, not deep enough to fill you, just enough to keep you going, just enough to keep you in the state of alert that you need to stay in to feel like you're surviving. Your jaw is clenched. You don't notice it, but if you touched it, you'd feel it. The tension, the hardness, the readiness to defend. We are all searching for the same thing. We are all asking the same question. We are all lost in the same trap. Who am I? That's the question. That's the search. That's the trap. We wake up and we ask it. Who am I? Not what do I need to do today? Not what do I need to fix? Not what do I need to achieve? Who am I? We scroll through social media and we see other people and we compare and we ask, who am I compared to them? Am I better? Am I worse? Am I enough? We go to work and we meet people and we perform and we ask, who am I to them? Do they respect me? Do they like me? Do they see me? We lie awake at night and we think and we search and we ask, who am I really? Not the job, not the title, not the role, not the identity. Who am I underneath all of that? What's the real me? But we don't find it. We read books, we take workshops, we go to therapy, we meditate, we try everything, we search. We dig, we look, we search for the real me, and we don't find it. And when we don't find it, we feel it. The emptiness, the void, the loneliness, the fear. We say, I'm lost, I'm broken, I'm failing, I'm not enough. Where am I? What's wrong with me? Why can't I find myself? That's the pain. The pain of searching for something that doesn't exist. The pain of looking for the real you as if there's a fixed version of you hidden inside somewhere. The pain of pretending there's a core when there is no core. We are all searching. We are all lost. We are all asking the same question, who am I? And we're all tired. Tired from searching, tired from looking, tired from trying to find something that was never there, because here's what we're doing. Here's what we're all doing, every single one of us. Whether we know it or not, we're trying to find the mirror. We're trying to find the pure mirror, the mirror without dust, the mirror that shows us who we really are, the mirror that shows us our true identity, our fixed self, our permanent core. But the mirror doesn't exist. The pure mirror is not there. There is only dust. There is only flow. There is only change. And when we search for the mirror and we don't find it, we feel it, the tension in our chest, the tightness in our hands, the shallow breath, the clenched jaw. That's not an accident. That's not just stress. That's not just a hard week. That's our body responding to something real, something fundamental. The tension is the physical cost of searching for something that doesn't exist. The anxiety is the mental cost of pretending. There's a fixed you to find. The emptiness is the emotional cost of looking for a core when there is no core. But what if this constant search isn't just confusion? What if it's the fundamental nature of how we're living? What if the pain you feel isn't because you're broken, but because you're fighting the third most basic truth about reality? The dust in the sunlight is floating. It's not staying. It's not fixed. It's not a thing. It's just dust moving, just flow, just change. And you're the same. You're not a thing. You're not fixed. You're not a core. You're just process. You're just flow. You're just change. But you've been teaching yourself to search for the mirror. You've been learning since you were small that there's a real you inside, that there's a core, that there's a center, that there's an identity that stays the same. And when you don't find it, when you search and you dig and you look and you don't find a fixed identity, you feel it, the emptiness, the fear, the void, the loneliness. You say, I'm lost, I'm broken, I'm failing. But that's not broken. That's not failing. That's not wrong. That's just true. There is no you to find. There's no fixed identity. There's no core. There's no center. You're just flow. You're just change. You're just process in the dust. The dust is the story you tell. The story that says, I am this is me, this is my identity, this is who I am. The dust is the ego, the dust is the illusion. The dust is the delusion that makes you tired. The mirror is not dirty. The mirror doesn't exist. There is only dust, there is only flow. If you stopped searching for the real you, what would you discover? that's been alive right here all this time. Let's look at what this looks like in real life. Not in theory, not in philosophy, in the actual bodies, actual minds, actual lives of people who are searching for the mirror every single day. Meet Jamie, 34. She wakes up and the first thing she thinks is, who am I? Not what do I need to do today, not what's on my schedule, not what's for breakfast. Who am I? She's read every book on self-discovery. She's done every workshop on finding your true purpose. She's been in therapy for 8 years. She's meditated for 5 years. She's tried journaling, breath work, shadow work, body work, everything. She sits in meditation and she asks herself, who am I? Not my job, not my relationships, not my thoughts, not my feelings. Who am I underneath all of that? She waits. She searches, she looks inside, she digs, she tries to find it, but she doesn't find it. And when she doesn't find it, she feels it, deep in her body, a weight in her chest, a tightness in her hands, a shallowness in her breath, a hardness in her jaw. Her hands are clenched, even when she's resting, even when she's sitting, even when she's not doing anything. There's a tension in her fingers, a readiness to grip, to hold, to find something. Her chest is tight. She feels it all day, a constant pressure, a constant weight. She tries to breathe deeply, but it doesn't help, because the tightness isn't from lack of breath. The tightness is from searching for something that doesn't exist. Her breath is shallow. She doesn't notice it, but if you watched her, you'd see it. Her chest moves just enough. Not deep enough to fill her lungs, not deep enough to calm her nervous system, just enough to keep her going, just enough to keep her in the state of constant search that she needs to stay in to feel like she's surviving. Her jaw is clenched. She does it without thinking. She bites down when she's thinking about who she is. She bites down when she's in therapy and the therapist asks, who do you feel you are? She bites down when she's alone, searching inside for the real me. Her jaw is tight all the time. Jamie is what we call the searcher. She's always looking for the real me. She's always digging, always searching, always asking, who am I really? And she's exhausted. She's tired from searching. She's tired from looking. She's tired from trying to find something that was never there. She lies awake at night and she thinks I'm lost, I'm broken, I'm failing. Where am I? What's wrong with me? Why can't I find myself? Am I not doing the work right? Am I not meditating correctly? Am I not understanding this? That's the pain. The pain of searching for something that doesn't exist. The pain of looking for the real you as if there's a fixed version of you hidden inside somewhere. The pain of pretending there's a core when there is no core. Jamie's body is telling her something. Her clenched hands, her tight chest, her shallow breath, her clenched jaw. These are not accidents, these are signals. Her body is saying, you're searching for something that doesn't exist. You're looking for a fixed self when there is no fixed self. You're fighting reality. Now meet Ryan. He's 41. He has a job, has a family. He has a life that by most measures is good, but has terrified of being judged. Every time someone looks at him, he feels it. A tightness in his shoulders, a hardness in his eyes, a tension in his neck. Every time someone speaks to him, he feels it. The same tension, the same fear, the same voice in his head that says, what are they thinking? Do they like me? Do they respect me? Are they judging me? Every time he makes a mistake, he feels it. The same tightness, the same fear, the same voice. They're going to see me. They're going to know I'm not enough. They're going to find out who I really am. His shoulders are raised. They've been raised for years. He knows they're raised. Has tried stretching, has tried massage, has bought a better chair, but the tension comes back because the tension isn't from the chair. The tension is from defending a self that doesn't exist. His eyes are tense. They're always scanning, always watching, always looking for judgment, always looking for approval, always looking for proof that has enough. His neck is tight. He feels it all day. A constant knot, a constant tension. He tries to relax, but it doesn't help. Because the tightness isn't from stress. The tightness is from protecting identity. That's not real. His fists are clenched, not noticeably, not enough that anyone sees it, but he holds them tight. He holds on to his identity. He holds on to his role. He holds on to the story he tells about himself. He holds on, he grips, he clutches. Ryan is the defender. He's desperately protecting himself from judgment. He's trying to make his identity fixed. He's trying to prove that has enough. He's trying to show that there's a core, but there's no core. There's no fixed identity. There's nothing to defend. And when he defends something that doesn't exist, when he protects something that's not real, when he fights for a self that's not there, he feels it, the tension, the fear, the exhaustion, the tightness. His body is telling him something. His raised shoulders, his tense eyes, his tight neck, his clenched fists. These are not accidents. These are signals. His body is saying, "You're defending something that doesn't exist. You're protecting a self that's not real. You're fighting reality." Now meet Sophia. She's 29. She has friends. She has a job. She has a relationship. She has a life that by most measures is good. But she's constantly comparing herself to everyone else. Every time she sees someone on social media, she feels it. A tightness in her neck, a heaviness in her back, a tension in her face. Every time she meets someone new, she feels it. The same tightness, the same fear, the same voice in her head that says, "Are they better than me? Are they more successful? Are they happier? Am I enough compared to them?" Every time she hears about someone's achievement, she feels it. The same tightness, the same fear, the same voice. "They're doing better than me. They're more than me. Not enough." Her neck is stiff. She feels it all day. A constant pressure, a constant weight. She tries to stretch, but it doesn't help, because the stiffness isn't from lack of movement. The stiffness is from comparing herself to others to find her value. Her back is curved. She carries herself poorly. She collapses into herself. She tries to stand tall, but it doesn't help, because the curvature is from posture. The curvature is from believing she's less than others. Her face is tense. She smiles, but it's not a real smile. It's a smile that says, "I'm fine, I'm enough, I'm not jealous, I'm not comparing, I'm not afraid." But she is. She's exhausted. She's tired from comparing. She's tired from measuring herself against others. She's tired from trying to find her value in comparison. Sophia is the comparer. She's constantly comparing herself to everyone else to find her identity. She's trying to prove that she's enough. She's trying to show that she has value. She's trying to find the real me by looking at others. But value isn't found in comparison. Identity isn't found in others. The real you isn't found by looking at someone else. And when she compares, when she measures, when she tries to find her identity in others, she feels it, the tension, the fear, the exhaustion, the heaviness. Her body is telling her something. Her stiff neck, her curved back, her tense face. These are not accidents. These are signals. Her body is saying, "You're searching for your identity in others. You're finding your value in comparison. You're fighting reality." These three people, Jamie, Ryan, Sophia, they are not broken. They are not failing. They are not worse than anyone else. They are just doing what we all do. They are just searching for the mirror. They are just looking for the real you. They are just trying to find a fixed self when there is no fixed self. And their bodies are responding. Their bodies are tight. Their bodies are exhausted. Their bodies are stressed, not because something is wrong with them specifically, but because something is wrong with the search itself. Let's look at what's happening in the body. Let's see the physical cost of this search. When you're searching for something that doesn't exist, your body goes into alert. Your hands clench. Your chest tightens. Your jaw clenches. Your neck stiffens. Your breath becomes shallow. Your shoulders raise. Your eyes tense. Your back curves. This is the body's response to threat. This is what your body does when it thinks you're in danger. But you're not in danger. Not right now. Not in this moment. The danger is in the search. The danger is in the fantasy. The danger is in the belief that there's a fixed you to find. But your body doesn't know that. Your body thinks it's real. Your body thinks it's now. Your body thinks you're in danger. And your body is responding. And when you do this for years, when you do this for months, when you do this for days, your body stores it. The tension doesn't go away. It stays. It builds. It accumulates. It becomes the default state. Your hands are always clenched now. Your chest is always tight now. Your jaw is always hard now. Your neck is always stiff now. Your breath is always shallow now. This is not stress. This is not a bad week. This is your body's response to searching for the mirror every single day. This is the symptom. This is what we're dealing with. Not just confusion. Not just self-doubt. Not just being lost. This is the physical result of searching for something that doesn't exist. This is the mental result of pretending there's a fixed you to find. This is the emotional result of looking for a core when there is no core. And these symptoms, they are not random. They are not just how life is. They are not just bad luck. These symptoms are the natural result of fighting against the fundamental nature of reality. Your body is telling you something. Your mind is telling you something. Your heart is telling you something, they're saying. You're searching for the mirror. You're looking for a fixed self. You're trying to find a core, and it's exhausting you. It's tiring you. It's breaking you. But why are you searching? Why are you looking? Why are you trying to find? Because you've been taught that there's a real you inside, that there's a core, that there's a center, that there's an identity that stays the same. But that's not true. That's the illusion. That's the delusion. That's the story you've been telling yourself that makes you tired. The mirror doesn't exist. The pure mirror is not there. There is only dust. There is only flow. There is only change. And you're the same. You're not a thing. You're not fixed. You're not a core. You're just process. You're just flow. You're just change. But you've been searching. You've been looking. You've been trying to find. And that's the pain. That's the exhaustion. That's the tension. These symptoms aren't random. They're the natural result of fighting against the fundamental nature of reality. And to understand why, you need to see the third mark, the third truth that everything obeys, the third law that governs every moment. The dust knows it. Your body knows it. Now you need to see it too. Now you see the trap. Now you see why you're tired. Now you see why your body is tight, why your mind is searching, why your heart is afraid. But seeing the trap isn't enough. You need to know how to walk out of it. You need to understand what you're searching for. You need to see the third truth that everything in this world obeys, whether you know it or not. This is not philosophy. This is not an idea. This is not something to believe in. This is a diagnosis. This is an observation about reality itself. The Buddha didn't teach this as a belief. He taught it as a fact, as something you can see for yourself if you look closely enough. This is the third mark of existence, non-self, anatta, vomga, the characteristic that every single thing in this world has. Every moment, every person, every feeling, every thought, every object, every experience, everything has this mark. Everything. Whether you know it or not, whether you accept it or not, the dust doesn't care if you believe it. The dust just floats. Let's look at it. Let's see it clearly. Let's understand why searching for it is exhausting you. This is the truth, the hardest one to see, the one that shatters everything. There is no fixed you to find. You are not a thing. You are not an object. You are not something with a core that stays the same. You are a process. You are a flow. You are change. You've been searching for the real you. You've been asking, who am I? What's my identity? What's my purpose? What's my core? You've been looking for something fixed, something permanent, something that stays the same. But there's nothing to find. There's no you inside. There's no core. There's no center that doesn't change. You are your thoughts, and your thoughts change. The thought you're thinking right now is not the thought you were thinking 10 seconds ago. The thought you'll think next is not here yet. Your thoughts are flowing. Your thoughts are changing. Your thoughts are not fixed. You are your emotions, and your emotions change. The emotion you feel right now is not the emotion you felt yesterday. The emotion you'll feel tomorrow is not here yet. Your emotions are flowing. Your emotions are changing. Your emotions are not fixed. You are your body, and your body changes. The cells in your body right now are not the cells that were in your body 10 years ago. The cells that will be in your body 10 years from now are not here yet. Your body is flowing. Your body is changing. Your body is not fixed. You are your memories, and your memories change. The memory you remember right now is not the same memory you remembered last year. Your memory of the same event changes. Your memories are flowing. Your memories are changing. Your memories are not fixed. You are your beliefs, and your beliefs change. The belief you have right now is not the belief you had 5 years ago. The belief you'll have 5 years from now is not here yet. Your beliefs are flowing. Your beliefs are changing. Your beliefs are not fixed. You are your identity, and your identity changes. The person you are right now is not the person you were 10 years ago. The person you'll be 10 years from now is not here yet. Your identity is flowing. Your identity is changing. Your identity is not fixed. There is no you that stays the same. There is no core. There is no center. There is no fixed identity. You are a process. You are change. You are flow. Now look at the dust in the sunlight. Look at it floating. Does the dust have a dustness? Does the dust have a core? Does the dust have a center that stays the same? No. The dust is just particles moving. The dust is just the process of particles flowing. The dust is just change. You are the same. You are just thoughts flowing. You are just emotions moving. You are just a body changing. You are just a process living. You don't have a unus. You don't have a core. You don't have a center. You're just flow. You're just change. You're just process. This is the third mark. There is no fixed you to find. You are a process, not a thing. Now look at what you've been doing. Look at what we've all been doing. We've been searching for the real me. We've been trying to find our identity. We've been trying to figure out who we are. We've been looking for something fixed, something permanent, something that stays the same. But there's nothing to find. There's no you inside. There's no core. There's no center. And when we don't find it, when we search and we don't find a fixed identity, we feel it, the emptiness, the fear, the void, the loneliness. We say, I'm lost, I'm broken, I'm failing, I'm not enough. Where am I? What's wrong with me? But that's not broken, that's not failing, that's not wrong, that's just true. There is no you to find. There's no fixed identity. There's no core. There's no center. You're just flow. You're just change. You're just process. Now let's look at the illusion. The illusion is the story. The story is I am. I am a teacher. I am happy. I am this kind of person. I am successful. I am failing. I am enough. I am not enough. Every time you say I am, you create an illusion. You create a story. You create a delusion. Because I am says, you're fixed. I am says you're a thing. I am says you have a core. I am says you have an identity that stays the same, but that's not true. That's the illusion. Let's look at each one. I am a teacher. Is that fixed? Will you be a teacher forever? Maybe you'll change careers. Maybe you'll retire. Maybe you'll become something else. Your job changes. Your role changes. Your identity changes. I am happy. Is that fixed? Will you be happy forever? Maybe you'll feel sad tomorrow. Maybe you'll feel angry next week. Maybe you'll feel peaceful next month. Your feelings change. Your emotions change. Your state changes. I am this kind of person. Is that fixed? Will you be this kind of person forever? Maybe you'll evolve. Maybe you'll change. Maybe you'll become someone different. Your beliefs change. Your values change. Your identity changes. I am successful. Is that fixed? Will you be successful forever? Maybe you'll fail. Maybe you'll lose your job. Maybe you'll change what success means to you. Your circumstances change. Your definition changes. Your identity changes. I am failing. Is that fixed? Will you be failing forever? Maybe you'll succeed. Maybe you'll learn. Maybe you'll grow. Your situation changes. Your experience changes. Your identity changes. I am enough. Is that fixed? Will you feel enough forever? Maybe you'll feel not enough tomorrow. Maybe you'll feel doubtful next week. Your confidence changes. Your self-perception changes. I am not enough. Is that fixed? Will you feel not enough forever? Maybe you'll feel enough tomorrow. Maybe you'll feel confident next week. Your mood changes. Your belief changes. Your state changes. Notice, everything you say about yourself changes. Everything. Your job changes. Your body changes. Your feelings change. Your thoughts change. Your beliefs change. Your identity changes. There is no you that stays the same. There is no core. There is no center. There is no fixed identity. You're just process. You're just flow. You're just change. The illusion is I am. The truth is right now, I'm experiencing, not I am a teacher, but right now I'm experiencing working as a teacher. Not I am happy, but right now I'm experiencing happiness. Not I am this kind of person, but right now I'm experiencing being this kind of person. Not I am successful, but right now I'm experiencing success. Not I am failing, but right now I'm experiencing failure. Not I am enough, but right now I'm experiencing feeling enough. Not I am not enough, but right now I'm experiencing feeling not enough. See the difference? The first one says you're fixed. The second one says you're flowing. The first one says you're a thing. The second one says you're a process. This is the wisdom. This is the truth. This is the fact. There is no fixed you to find. You are a process, not a thing. Now let's look at the metaphor. The mirror covered in dust. Your mind is not bad. Your mind is not broken. Your mind is not wrong. Your mind is like a mirror, a pure mirror. But the mirror is covered in dust. The dust is the story. The dust is I am. The dust is this is me. The dust is this is my identity. The dust is this is who I am. The dust is the ego. The dust is the illusion. The dust is the delusion. When you say I am a teacher, that's dust. That's the story. That's the illusion. When you say I am happy, that's dust. That's the story. That's the illusion. When you say I am this kind of person, that's dust. That's the story. That's the illusion when you say I am enough. That's dust, that's the story. That's the illusion when you say I am not enough. That's dust, that's the story. That's the illusion. The dust covers the mirror. The dust makes you think there's a fixed identity. The dust makes you think there's a core. The dust makes you think there's a center. But the mirror is not dirty. The mirror doesn't exist. There is only dust. There is only flow. There is only change. The ego is the dust. The ego is the story you tell to pretend you're fixed. The ego is the narrative you create to make yourself feel like there's a core, like there's a center, like there's something permanent inside. The ego says, I am this, I am that. This is who I am. This is my identity. This is my purpose. This is my core. But that's not true. That's the story. That's the illusion. That's the delusion. There is no I am. There's just right now I'm experiencing. There's just flow. There's just change. There's just process. The ego is the story that makes you tired. The ego is the narrative that makes you search. The ego is the illusion that makes you look for the mirror. When you see the third mark, when you see that there is no fixed you, when you see that you're just process, the dust falls, the story breaks, the illusion shatters. And when the dust falls, when the story breaks, when the illusion shatters, the tension loosens, the emptiness fades, the fear dissolves, the exhaustion ends. Because you're not searching anymore. You're not looking for the mirror. You're not trying to find a fixed self. You're not trying to make yourself fixed. You're just flowing. You're just changing. You're just process. Now let's look at what the selfish I really is. The I that makes you suffer, the I that makes you search, the I that makes you tired. The selfish I is the ego. The ego is not you. The ego is not your identity. The ego is not who you are. The ego is the story. The story is I am. The story is this is me. The story is this is mine. The story is this is who I am. The selfish I is the attachment to the story, the attachment to I am, the attachment to identity, the attachment to core, the attachment to center. When you attach to I am, you create suffering, you create tension, you create anxiety, you create fear, you create exhaustion, because you're trying to make something fixed. That's not fixed. You're trying to make something permanent. That's not permanent. You're trying to make something stay that was never meant to stay. You're trying to find the mirror. You're trying to find the core. You're trying to find the center. You're trying to find the real you. But there's nothing to find. There's no mirror. There's no core. There's no center. There's no real you. The selfish I is the war. You're fighting. The war against yourself. The war to find yourself. The war to prove yourself. The war proving. You're enough, but there's no war. There's no enemy. There's no self to prove. There's no identity to fix. You're just flow. You're just change. You're just process when you drop the selfish I. When you release the attachment to I am. When you stop searching for the mirror, the war ends. The fighting stops. The searching ends. The looking stops. And when the war ends, the tension loosens. The emptiness fades. The fear dissolves. The exhaustion ends. Because you're not fighting yourself anymore. You're not searching for yourself. You're not trying to fix yourself. You're not trying to find yourself. You're just flowing. You're just changing. You're just process. Now you see the trap. Now you see the third mark. Now you see why you're tired. Now you see why you're searching. Now you see why your body is tight. There is no fixed you to find. You are a process, not a thing. You're just flow. You're just change. You're just process. The dust is the story. The story is I am, the dust is the ego. The ego is the illusion. The ego is the delusion that makes you tired. The mirror is not dirty. The mirror doesn't exist. There is only dust. There is only flow. When you see the third mark, the dust falls. The story breaks. The illusion shatters. The ego falls. And when the ego falls, you stop searching. You stop looking. You stop trying to find. You stop trying to fix. You just flow. You just change. You just process now that you see the trap. How do you walk out of it? Not by searching harder, not by looking more, not by trying to find better, by practicing differently, by training your mind, by learning to let the dust fall, by learning to see the flow. Now you see the trap. Now you see the third mark. Now you see why you're tired. Now you see why you're searching. Now you see why your body is tight, why your mind is lost, why your heart is afraid. But seeing is not enough. You need to know how to walk out of it. You need to know how to practice. You need to know how to train your mind. You need to know how to let the dust fall. You need to know how to see the flow. This is not about becoming perfect. This is not about fixing yourself. This is not about reaching some state where you never feel empty again. This is about practicing differently. This is about noticing when you're saying I am. This is about learning to release the attachment. This is about learning to see yourself as flow. Let's look at the practices. Let's see them clearly. Let's understand how to use them. This is the daily practice. This is the practice of seeing the third mark. This is the practice of noticing the dust. When you say I am, pause, I am a teacher. Pause, I am happy. Pause, I am this kind of person. Pause, I am successful. Pause, I am failing. Pause, I am enough. Pause, I am not enough. Pause, whenever you say I am, pause. Right there, right then, just pause. Ask yourself, is this fixed? Will this stay the same? I am a teacher. Is that fixed? Will you be a teacher forever? Maybe you'll change careers. Maybe you'll retire. Maybe you'll become something else. I am happy. Is that fixed? Will you be happy forever? Maybe you'll feel sad tomorrow. Maybe you'll feel angry next week. Maybe you'll feel peaceful next month. I am this kind of person. Is that fixed? Will you be this kind of person forever? Maybe you'll evolve. Maybe you'll change. Maybe you'll become someone different. I am successful. Is that fixed? Will you be successful forever? Maybe you'll fail. Maybe you'll lose your job. Maybe you'll change what success means to you. I am failing. Is that fixed? Will you be failing forever? Maybe you'll succeed. Maybe you'll learn. Maybe you'll grow. I am enough. Is that fixed? Will you feel enough forever? Maybe you'll feel not enough tomorrow. Maybe you'll feel doubtful next week. I am not enough. Is that fixed? Will you feel not enough forever? Maybe you'll feel enough tomorrow. Maybe you'll feel confident next week. Notice, your job changes. Your body changes. Your feelings change. Your thoughts change. Your beliefs change. Your identity changes. Everything you say about yourself changes. Everything. There is no you that stays the same. There is no core. There is no center. There is no fixed identity. You're just process. You're just flow. You're just change. Replace I am with right now. I am experiencing. Not I am a teacher, but right now I'm experiencing working as a teacher. Not I am happy, but right now I'm experiencing happiness. Not I am this kind of person, but right now I'm experiencing being this kind of person. Not I am successful, but right now I'm experiencing success. Not I am failing, but right now I'm experiencing failure. Not I am enough, but right now I'm experiencing feeling enough. Not I am not enough, but right now I'm experiencing feeling not enough. Don't call the dust the mirror. Call it particles floating right now. The dust is not a thing. The dust is a process. The dust is particles moving. The dust is change. The dust is flow. You are the same. You are not a thing. You are a process. You are thoughts flowing. You are emotions moving. You are a body changing. You are process living. Don't call yourself you. Call yourself experience happening right now. Don't call yourself a person. Call yourself process living right now. Don't call yourself an identity. Call yourself change happening right now. Do this whenever you say I am. Do this in the morning. Do this in the evening. Do this at work. Do this at home. Do this with your partner. Do this with your friends. Do this whenever you say I am. What happens when you do this? What happens when you replace I am with right now? Experiencing. What happens when you see that there is no fixed you? What happens when you see that you're just process? The dust falls, the story breaks, the illusion shatters, the ego falls, and when the dust falls, the tension loosens, the emptiness fades, the fear dissolves, the exhaustion ends. Because you're not searching anymore. You're not looking for the mirror. You're not trying to find a fixed self. You're not trying to make yourself fixed. You're just flowing. You're just changing. You're just process. This is the practice of daily investigation. This is the practice of seeing the third mark more deeply. This is the practice of questioning everything you believe about yourself. Write down 5 things you say about yourself. Things you say I am a person, I am 5 things, just 5 for each one. Ask. Will this stay the same? Is this fixed? I am a manager. Will you be a manager forever? Maybe you'll change jobs. Maybe you'll retire. Maybe you'll become something else. I am married. Will you be married forever? Maybe you'll divorce. Maybe you'll separate. Maybe your relationship will change. I am healthy. Will you be healthy forever? Maybe you'll get sick. Maybe you'll age. Maybe your body will change. I am successful. Will you be successful forever? Maybe you'll fail. Maybe you'll lose. Maybe your definition will change. I am a good person. Will you be a good person forever? Maybe you'll make mistakes. Maybe you'll change your values. Maybe your identity will evolve. Notice. Your job changes. Your relationships change. Your body changes. Your circumstances change. Your identity changes. Everything changes. Everything. There is no you that stays the same. There is no core. There is no center. There is no fixed identity. You're just process. You're just flow. You're just change. Say, this is not fixed. This will change. I am not this not. I am a manager. But this is not fixed. This will change. I am not this. Not I am married. But this is not fixed. This will change. I am not this. Not I am healthy. But this is not fixed. This will change. I am not this. Not I am successful. But this is not fixed. This will change. I am not this. Not I am a good person. But this is not fixed. This will change. I am not this. Watch the dust fall. Don't grab it. Don't try to hold it. Don't try to make it stay. Just watch it fall. The identity is dust. The story is dust. The I am is dust. All of it is dust. All of it is falling. All of it is temporary. All of it will pass. Don't try to catch the dust. Don't try to keep the dust. Don't try to make the dust stay. Just watch it fall. Do this every day. Not when you're calm. Not when you're peaceful. Do this when you're anxious. Do this when you're lost. Do this when you're searching. Do this when you're empty. Do this in the morning. Do this in the evening. Do this whenever you remember. 5 things. Just 5, every day. What happens when you do this? What happens when you deconstruct your identity? What happens when you see that everything changes? What happens when you release the attachment? The ego falls. The story breaks. The illusion shatters. The dust falls. And when the ego falls, the tension loosens. The emptiness fades. The fear dissolves. The exhaustion ends. Because you're not searching anymore. You're not trying to find the mirror. You're not trying to make yourself fixed. You're not trying to hold on to identity. You're just flowing. You're just changing. You're just process. This is the practice of meditation without identity. This is the practice of seeing the third mark in silence. This is the practice of witnessing without the I. Find a place where you can sit for 5 minutes, not 10, not 25, just 5. Sit down, close your eyes, or keep them open. Whatever feels natural. Don't try to change anything. Don't try to make yourself calm. Don't try to make yourself peaceful. Just sit. Notice whatever is there. A feeling, a thought, a sound, a sensation. Whatever is there. Don't pick it. Don't choose it. Just notice what's there. If anger is there, notice anger. If a thought is there, notice the thought. If a sound is there, notice the sound. Don't say I am angry. Don't say I am thinking. Don't say I am hearing. Just witness. Just notice. Just see. Say internally, this is happening. Not I am this, not I am angry, but this is happening. Anger is here, not I am thinking, but this is happening. A thought is here, not I am hearing, but this is happening. A sound is here, not I am tense, but this is happening. Tension is here. Not I am lost, but this is happening. Confusion is here. Now notice another feeling, another thought, another sound, another sensation. Say this is happening. Not I am this. Now notice your breath. Notice it come in. Notice it go out. Don't say I am breathing. Say this is happening. Breathing is here. Now notice a body sensation. Your shoulders, your jaw, your chest, your hands. Don't say I am tense. Say this is happening. Tension is here. Be the mirror without the dust. Just witness. Just see. Just notice. Don't add the dust. Don't add I am. Don't add the story. Don't add the ego. Just be the mirror. Just witness. Just see. Do this every day. 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes every day. Do this in the morning. Do this in the evening. Do this when you're stressed. Do this when you're tired. Do this whenever you remember. What happens when you do this? What happens when you witness without naming? What happens when you don't say I am? What happens when you just see the dust falls, the story breaks, the illusion shatters, the ego falls, and when the dust falls, the tension loosens, the emptiness fades, the fear dissolves, the exhaustion ends, because you're not searching anymore. You're not identifying with the experience. You're not attaching to I am. You're not making yourself fixed. You're just witnessing. You're just seeing. You're just process. This is the practice of applying the third mark to daily life. This is the practice of living with the mirror metaphor. This is the practice of learning to let the dust fall. Before you start your day, take 3 breaths. Breath 1, in, out. Breath 2, in, out. Breath 3, out. Say, I am not fixed. I am flow. Not I will be good today. Not I will be bad today. Not I will be successful today. Not I will fail today. I am not fixed. I am flow. Simple, direct, true. Then start your day. Then go. When you're stressed, when you're defending your identity, when you're protecting yourself, pause, ask, What am I defending? That's not real. What I am I protecting? What identity am I clinging to? What story am I fighting for? Say this is not fixed. This will change. I am not this. Then continue. Then go. When you're comparing yourself to others, when you're measuring yourself, when you're trying to find your value in them, pause, say, they are flow. I am flow, we are both process. Not they're better than me. Not they're worse than me. Not I'm equal to them. They are flow, I am flow, we are both process, simple, direct, true. Then continue, then go. Before you sleep, reflect, ask, what I am did I cling to today that I should release? What I am did you say? What identity did you attach to? What story did you fight for? Say tomorrow I will not be fixed, I will be flow. I will release the dust, then sleep, then rest, then let yourself float. This practice is not about becoming perfect. This practice is not about never saying I am. This practice is not about reaching a state where you never identify. This practice is about noticing when you're saying I am. This practice is about noticing when you're attaching. This practice is about noticing when you're searching for the mirror. And when you notice it, when you see it, when you catch yourself, drop the dust. Release the story. Let the ego fall. Let yourself flow. How do you build consistency? How do you make this a habit? How do you make this part of your life? Small daily practices, not grand transformations. 5 minutes of meditation, not an hour. 1 I am you replace, not 20. 5 identity destructions, not 53 breaths in the morning. Not 21 reflection before sleep. Not 10 small daily, consistent. Not perfect, not grand, not transformational. Just small, just daily, just consistent. What happens when you do this every day? What happens when you practice consistently? What happens when you train your mind? What happens when you let the dust fall? Not because you fixed yourself, not because you reached a new state, not because you became perfect, but because you stopped searching, because you stopped trying to find the mirror, because you stopped trying to make yourself fixed, because you stopped trying to hold on to identity. You just flow, you just change. You just process, and when you stop searching, the tension loosens, the emptiness fades, the fear dissolves, the exhaustion ends. Not because you're different, not because you're better, not because you're fixed, but because you stopped searching for the mirror. When you practice this consistently, something shifts. Not because you fixed yourself, but because you stopped searching. You're still busy, but you're not tense. You're still emotional, but you're not trapped. You're still changing, but you're not afraid. You don't find the mirror, you learn to be the dust. You don't look for the self, you let yourself flow. You don't try to make yourself fixed, you let yourself change. When you stop searching, something shifts. You're still busy, but you're not tense. You're still emotional, but you're not trapped. You're still changing, but you're not afraid. You don't find the mirror, you learn to be the dust. You don't look for the self, you let yourself flow. You don't try to make yourself fixed. You let yourself change. This is the new state. This is what you discover when you stop trying to find the mirror. This is what you find when you stop trying to search for yourself. This is what emerges when you stop fighting the third mark. This state is not happiness. Not always. Sometimes you're still sad. Sometimes you're still angry. Sometimes you're still anxious. This state is not calm, not always. Sometimes you're still stressed. Sometimes you're still tired. Sometimes you're still overwhelmed. This state is true freedom. Freedom from attachment to any identity. Freedom from searching for a fixed self. Freedom from fighting the flow. What is true freedom? What does it feel like? What is different? True freedom is not feeling no pain. True freedom is feeling pain but not attaching it to I am. True freedom is feeling pain but not making it about yourself. True freedom is feeling pain but not searching for why it's happening to you. True freedom is not having no emptiness. True freedom is having emptiness but seeing it's temporary. True freedom is having emptiness but watching it change. True freedom is having emptiness but not attaching to it. True freedom is not having a fixed identity. True freedom is seeing there is no fixed identity. True freedom is seeing your just process. True freedom is seeing your just flow. True freedom is seeing your just change. How does it feel? You're still busy, but you're not tense. Your shoulders are still working, but they are not raised. Your chest is still moving, but it's not tight. Your jaw is still there, but it's not clenched. Your hands are still there, but they are not clenched. You're still emotional, but you're not trapped. Joy comes, you feel it. Joy goes, you let it go. Anger comes, you feel it. Anger goes, you let it go. Sadness comes, you feel it. Sadness goes, you let it go. Peace comes, you feel it. Peace goes, you let it go. You're still changing, but you're not afraid. Your job changes, you adapt. Your body changes, you accept. Your feelings change. You watch. Your identity changes. You flow the difference. You don't find the mirror. You learn to be the dust. You don't look for the self. You let yourself flow. You don't try to make yourself fixed. You let yourself change. This is true freedom, not happiness, not calm, but freedom from attachment to any identity. Freedom from searching for a fixed self. Freedom from fighting the flow. You're still human. You're still alive. You're still feeling. You're still changing. But you're not searching. You're not looking. You're not trying to find the mirror. You're just flowing. You're just changing. You're just process. Now let's hear the final teaching, the last words, the message that changes everything. You are not broken. You were never meant to be found. Not you need to find yourself. Not you need to discover your identity. Not you need to reach a state of self-realization. You are not broken. You were never meant to be found. This is the truth. This is the fact. This is the reality. You're not broken. You're not lost. You're not failing. You're not worse than anyone else. You're not less than you should be. You were never meant to be found. There is no you to find. There is no fixed version. There is no final state. There is no end point. There is no core to discover. You were meant to flow. You were meant to change. You were meant to be process. The Buddha said, the potential you're looking for isn't somewhere to reach, it's the flow you're already in. You're looking for potential somewhere else. Someday later, some state beyond, some version of you. That's better, some real you hidden inside. But the potential isn't there. The potential is here. The potential is now. The potential is the flow. You're already in. You're already flowing. You're already changing. You're already process. That's the potential. That's the power. That's the infinity. The Buddha said, you have everything you need. Not because you're perfect, because you're alive. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be fixed. You don't need to be something else. You don't need to find yourself. You have everything you need. Right now. Right here. Right in this moment. Not because you're perfect. Not because you're fixed. Not because you're done. Not because you found yourself. But because you're alive. Because you're flowing. Because you're changing. Because you're process. This is the message. This is the truth. This is the fact. You are not broken. You were never meant to be found. The potential you're looking for isn't somewhere to reach, it's the flow you're already in. You have everything you need, not because you're perfect, but because you're alive. Now let me ask you something. Let me end with a question, not to answer, not to solve, but to open, to wonder, to let sit. If you stopped searching for the real you, what would you discover? That's been alive right here all this time. If you stopped searching for the real you, what would you discover? That's been alive right here all this time. The mirror was never dirty. The mirror never existed. There was only dust. There was only flow. There was only change. You were just searching. You were just looking. You were just trying to find, but you were already there. Already flowing. Already alive. Already process all this time. All these years. All these moments you were there. If you stopped searching for the real you, what would you discover? That's been alive right here all this time. Let that question sit. Let it open. Let it wonder. Let it be. You don't need to answer it. You don't need to solve it. Figure it out. Just let it sit. Just let it open. Just let it be. The dust is still floating. The flow is still moving. The change is still here. Right here. All this time, always, the dust floats. The flow moves. The change continues. You are the dust. You are the flow. You are the change. You are never broken. You are never meant to be found. You are alive. You are flowing. You are process. And that is enough.